All right, we are on the next day of getting our signs going. So you can see I've got 3 layers done or close to it. I've got my first layer, second, and then my third is I'm working on it. So if you are still like working on, that second layer, or like me, I'm working on the third layer, your first job today is going to be to go in and just really freshen that up. Make sure that it's not transparent at all. So we want to have it nice and opaque, meaning that it's not see-through, right? We want it to be, so we've got some nice bold lines that aren't seen, showing the black of the paper through it. You'll notice too, I'm using a smaller brush for this one, and I'm kind of taking just really tiny little strokes back and forth to make those sharp edges, or at least as sharp as I can with my paint and paintbrush. So I'm not going to go into perfect detail here because we don't want this video to take forever. But we're looking for something kind of like this with our, at least that first color. So we're all kind of working at different paces. We all have different designs. But once you've got that third layer of this color done, our next and final step is going to be to use our teeny tiniest paintbrush. So I'll kind of show you guys. Here was the one I used for the second layer. So not my biggest one, but the second layer. And then here's my third layer. And here's the one I'm going to be using for that teeny tiny white layer. So you can see every time we go up a step and make it lighter and lighter, we're going to make the paintbrush tinier and tinier. And for this final step, we are going to use a teeny tiny white layer, which is why we want to use a teeny tiny little paintbrush. Okay, now technically I should be starting there because those are done a little bit nicer, but these are drier, so we're going to go with that right now, just so I can show you guys in the video, because if I were to go over this while it's wet, it's gonna smudge together. So this is just completely white. I did not mix it with any of that original hue, and with as steady of a hand as I can, I'm kind of pressing the side of my hand down into the tabletop here, just to steady my hand as best as I can, making sure I've got enough paint on my paintbrush. And once again, I want to make sure I'm showing a little bit of that edge. Oh, it's still a little wet down here. We're going to do our best. The show must go on, you guys. It must go on. But I still want to see that third layer. Here we go. Try not to breathe as I do this.